Let us unite our hearts in a prayer and entrust to the hands of the Lord us who will be graduating today and the world to be a better place. Father, I have knowledge, so I pray you unveil me now how to use it wisely and find ways somehow to make the world I live in a much sweeter escape and make a life with its problems a bit serene to face. Grant me faith, devotion, and courage, and shower purpose in my days, and show me how to serve Thee in the most effective ways. We ask for you to lead each one through missteps we may suffer, on the road to gaining wisdom, finding faith and hope that buffers. So all our education, our knowledge, and our skill may find their true fulfillment as we learn to do Thy will. For this eager class of graduates, very fond with dreams, bless us at the starting gate with all the keys we'll need. Thank you, Lord.
Mr. John Michael O. Santos, our Assistant Vice President for Academics, I have the honor to present to you 81 members of the completing class in Grade 10 of Theresian School of Cavite. They have successfully completed all the requirements prescribed by the Department of Education in the K-12 curriculum for the school year 2019-2020. They are composed of 47 male and 34 female students. May I request for the confirmation of their completion. Thank you.
By the authority vested in me as academic head of Theresian School of Cavite, and having been presented and certified by the head of the Junior High School Department, Mrs. Cecilia S. Crisostomo, that you have completed the basic requirements prescribed by the Department of Education under the K-12 curriculum, I now confirm you as junior high school completers for school year 2019-2020. Congratulations!
To the Board of Trustees, school officials, faculty, staff, parents, guests, my fellow completers, a pleasant day to all. Okay, so you already learned other stories, right? And whatever forms they may be, they are packed with lots of realizations, life lessons, and various emotions. At some point, our imaginations were once filled with that idea of dreaming to be that main character or main heroine of our favorite light novel series or movies. We like that idea of having superpowers, fighting against crime, or even experiencing those romantic relationships we see on television. But I do believe that every day, even at this exact very moment, I believe that we are one, that we are protagonists. Everyone has their own life stories, right? Here's one story I just finished recently. It is about a child who wished to be someone his family would be proud of. Big things were expected out of him, and it all began when he started going to school. Without any father figure, he was raised from a strict household by his mother alone, with very high expectations he to be upheld. Hindi kung kahit one mistake niya siya bukas niya, sinasabihin siya ng pambaba. It's because he has always been the top class, which set the bar of expectations from him, while others spend time playing outside with their friends or watching televisions at their homes. This child spent his childhood reading and studying lessons. Whenever contests are held, being one of the best isn't just enough. It has to be the best. If he does, he is rewarded, but if he fails, he is severely punished. After a few years of enduring those bruises and lingering pain from the strikes landing on his body, he eventually got used to it. An endless, repetitive cycle of glory, trauma, despair, and euphoria. Puro ka naman aral, nerd, weirdo, mayabang, sa'yo na lahat ng medals, loner. Those were the words he always heard day by day. He only wished nothing but praises and applause, specifically satisfaction and attention of his family. To be that son his mother will always be proud of. To be that son his brother will always look up to. To be that son that, even left behind by his father, can prove that he can be successful and he can move on. As the years went by, things got harder and he was presented tougher opponents to face. But as he garnered more recognitions upon growing up, he established this complacent side of his. He got cocky and started not to take things seriously. He had lost of track of what his goals really are, and then eventually he hit a wall. He was stripped of his position as a top student. That was his most traumatic loss. He suffered an agonizing defeat. His self-esteem went nothing but downhill. He set an pace imagining what other people will think of him. He was confused and in pain when suddenly he heard those words every child wants to hear from their parents. He heard those words that cured him from his agony. The words, "I am always proud of you." It was his mother. That time, his mother's warm, caring touch and soothing words cured his pain. That moment, he finally knew that his overprotective and strict mother finally recognized his achievements. He finally knew that everything he's working hard for wasn't for naught. From there, they shifted gears. Instead of doing it her way, he decided to do it his way, of course having clear vision of his objectives. We acknowledge that he is not superior to everybody else, that there is somebody out there that can outsmart him. So he studied harder to gain that top spot he lost. He worked harder to prove those who doubted him wrong. Long story short, he eventually got his position back and successfully finished elementary as a class valedictorian. By this point, I'm sure you already know who I am talking about. This is my story, and I am the protagonist of this story. I've already been through a lot by this point, but it doesn't end there yet. As I continue to progress and as I move on to junior high school, there are a lot of things that caught my attention. There are a lot of things that serve as my stepping stone of being another version of myself, of being an improved version of who I was in the past. So, allow me to share these lessons I've learned along this journey. First, you should learn to love yourself. On the surface, people see me superficially as smart and talented. However, in reality, I am just an ordinary high school male living an ordinary high school life. I lack stamina, I'm not that very creative, I don't know. I am not even very capable of girls, and most of the times I choke that very moment, that very crucial moment I am needed the most. You see, I love myself. Men aren't created equal. Some are born smarter or more beautiful, or parents' superior status. Some, by contrast, are born with body or mind, with few talents. But you're you. No matter what you do, you're just everybody is unique in their own way. Accept your strengths, accept your weaknesses. Doesn't matter if you're only good at one thing. Because if you do, hone that one thing to perfection. Hone it to the utmost limit. Hone it as it becomes a weapon that will pave your future. And once you've accepted that fact, you'll begin to live life a little better. You'll begin to live life a little brighter. Second, learn to move forward. Starting life anew means moving on, whatever lump you've been through. There are no take backs in life, neither the answers you gave out, or those eggs you've broken. There's no point crying over spilled milk. It doesn't matter what was said or what has occurred. What's past is past. You cannot go back to it or redo it. All we can do is look and move forward. Only a fool would make oneself endure unnecessary pain. So never let the past destroy the present you. No matter who you were before, how you look right now is who you are. No matter how many times you lose, no matter how many times you fail, the only option is to move forward. Move forward no matter how devastating the blows may be. Third, acknowledge your mistakes. Yes, pulling off a time heist and change what's happened in the past is way beyond human capabilities. What we're capable of is learning and growing from them. Nobody is perfect, as we all say. After all, we're humans, aren't we? We are bound to make mistakes. We are bound to fail. But as a famous quotation goes, failure isn't the opposite of success, but in fact, it is part of success. Whether you're wrong or if you fail, none of it actually matters. Why? Here's that. Because every time you go wrong, every time you fail, you just need to continue, move forward, continue to look for the right answers. Fourth, work harder and never give up. I know this sounds very cliche, but To desire some results, one must take actions. Life isn't a game of love. If you want to win, work hard. People who don't work hard don't have the right to be envious of people who have become successful. People fail because they don't understand the hard work necessary needed to be successful. You can't achieve anything if you don't make a move. Nothing in this world becomes yours if you don't move to acquire it. And of course, along the way, there are hardships and struggles you need to overcome. If things went out of control, not your way, or went rough, do not take the easy way out. Giving up isn't an option. Even if it's painful, even if it's agonizing, never take the easy way out. Continue to strive, continue to persevere, and someday it'll all be worth it. And finally, enjoy the process. If you achieve your goal by means of sacrificing your own happiness, can one really call that success? I've always been the introverted type of guy who preferably remains outside the circle rather than blending in. Back then, I've always done things my way without even hearing what others have to say, without even hearing their opinions or suggestions. All I had in mind was winning. But that was my very mistake. My shortcoming is that I assumed others will hold me back and put them at a distance from the very start. I assumed that shouldering all the labor, putting them on my shoulders, carrying all the burden, was the most efficient among all ways of doing certain tasks. However, this batch proved me wrong. These people made me realize that working together, laughing together, and even crying together is what makes collaborative work, what makes group projects so memorable. These guys put something extra in my ordinary high school life, therefore making it extraordinary. These guys made me realize and taught me to enjoy life to the fullest. The impression of people is renewed every day. As you spend more time with them and as you grow with them, you come to understand more. You see, we found ourselves in conflict thousands and thousands of times. There were hard times when we wanted to give up, we wanted to run away. But it was only because the rain fell that the seeds of our emotions will sprout, and the flowers of deeper friendship could bloom. Thank you. Nabigyan ako ng chance para pakita yung musical side ko. Composing songs and playing with the band. Just yung simpleng jamming lang natin inside the classroom. Thank you. Na-experience ko maging mayor and bus driver ng isang production natin in a little village called Little Town. Thank you pinagkatiwala niyo sa akin yung role na hype man ng Zumba Fest natin and na-experience yung joy of winning our first championship together and of course our back-to-back championships last year. Thank you for being part of one of our previous productions, Nothing Out, and being the music director of that play and fulfilling the role of Elias. Salamat guys kasi dahil sa batch na to, nabigyan niyo ako ng chance para mag-improve and ma-experience ang lahat ng bagay, lahat ng extraordinary memories na ito. Nabanggit ko man or hindi. To my chess family, mga kasama kong gumawa ng maraming checkmates, thank you. Dun sa mga problem solved na nagawa natin with the MTA family, thank you. Sa mga articles na nasulat ko with my Verite family, thank you. Sa mga projects na nagawa natin with my SSG family, thank you. And Sa mga training days na spend natin together, from COQC days up till naging senior officer na tayo, to my CAT family, thank you. To my friends and past friends, mga katropa at mga dati na rin na tropa, thank you sa mga memories na nagawa natin na magkakasama. To my teachers, to our teachers who've been there, guided us along this long journey. Tinuruan tayo ng mga bagay related man sa lessons or hindi. Yung especially like lessons na nagbigay sa atin ang idea regarding sa outside world. Thank you. To my family, thank you to my annoying brother for being supportive in some ways. Thank you for staying there by my side. And of course, to my mother who has raised me from the very start, fulfilled both roles of father and mother figures, for being the one to raise us. Nagpala sa amin wala pagkabata hanggang ngayon. Thank you very much. Kasi kung di dahil sa'yo, hindi ako magiging kung sino ako ngayon. Of course, thank you rin sa father ko na despite hindi namin siya kasama, nag-provide pa rin siya ng support sa amin. Naging feel pa rin naman niya role niya as father and give us financial support na nakatulong throughout these years na we fought and we struggled along the way. And of course, thank you to our Father in Heaven for... So, we have already been through a lot, haven't we? We shared tons of memories after heartaches together, but now, this chapter of our lives is finally reaching its conclusive end. Some things can be done, sometimes you lose, sometimes you fail. But whether we laugh or we cry, we smile, we continue moving forward, learn from those failures as the days carry on. And today, our high school lives will now come to an end. We all work hard in waiting for this very moment. Even though this isn't the kind of moving up ceremony we have in mind, we are still given the chance to celebrate. This day is for our hard works and achievements. This day is for our hardships we overcame. This day is for us. Our lives are stories and we are the protagonists. We may differ in ideals, goals, and paths to walk, but I believe we all have a common desire. Now that is to be somebody. Of this nobody we are today will someday be somebody we will be proud of. Somewhere along the road, you'll hit a wall to be overcome. At some point, you may face a trial, the likes of which you can't imagine. We shall grieve, we shall weep, we shall agonize, but never shall we regret. For this is the path we have chosen, and we must take pride in. After all, there is a supreme author above that would never put us through such ordeal if he didn't think we could bear it. Life without change cannot be called life. You can only call it experience. Love yourself, learn from your mistakes, work harder, keep moving forward, and whatever you do, never forget to enjoy life. Because that is the secret of life.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy, There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I can hide, each one ready to make you smile on a rainy day.
They can say, it all sounds crazy.
They can say we lost our minds.
I don't care, it can all
Run away to a world of peace and light. And every line that I touch, the brightest stars to my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. You'll ever be, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. The brightest colors in my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world can be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.